jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know the first in the building. Mike is on deck. What it do, Mike? Salute to you, man. One love. Appreciate you pulling up and supporting. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jerry on deck. Salute to you. Everybody else is inbound. You already know what to do, man. Hit the like button. If you choose to support with your attendance or to the channel, you can do so. It's totally up to you. Let's get down to it, man. Y'all seen the weigh-ins. Going off the description, this is WCS presser review. All right? And I want to talk about Leonard Ellerbe, his situation. There have been individuals out there who is assuming that they know exactly what it is. The reason why he's leaving, they're missing some parts, and it's not up to me to basically, factor this evidence, in as my opening statement. You can say what you want to say about it, okay? Because I know some of you that's talking about Elerbe, it really didn't know his position anyway. Yeah, he was announced as the CEO of Mayweather Promotions since we can remember. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, he's no longer with Mayweather Promotions, and people trying to act like he never did anything. I'm pretty sure Mayweather wasn't going to have him around if he was just sitting on his ass. So we're definitely going to talk about that. Shout out to the OG Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more in the building. Salute to you. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. What's good with the Blunts? I see you on deck, man. Salute. Mark on deck. What's good? Frank just does not seem confident. I think he's afraid. We're going to definitely take a look into that. Shout out to Superman on deck. What's good? Salute to you. Yes, sir. WCS back with another one. Yeah, definitely had to touch on this. So let's get Elerbe out the way because I'm not going to take too much time on him. As you already know, Leonard Ellerbe is no longer with Mayweather Promotions, and I spoke about this on my live, how they didn't introduce him at the presser as the CEO of Mayweather Promotions. They announced or introduced him as the Steam. You know what I'm saying? So Mayweather Promotions was removed, and at that time, everyone should have known that Leonard Ellerbe was no longer with Mayweather Promotions. He has since made it public that he's going with Richard Schaefer. All right? It's not like they don't know each other, but that's who he's going with right now. All right? But this is the statement that was released from Mayweather Promotions, but we're going to talk about that after I let you hear this audio. Now, the one thing I didn't like that Leonard did is to the end, he's going to, Deny, deny, deny. With every lie, just deny, deny. He's not going to tell the truth. And this is exactly what happened in this particular case. Let me spin the reel for you right quick.
To bottom.
Okay. Did you see? I know you don't think you don't think Twitter holds a lot of substance, but did you see some of the rumors flying around about Leonard might be leaving Mayweather Promotions?
Man, I don't listen to none of that stuff. I'm doing what I do.
And that's not entirely true because he has responded to certain individuals on Twitter. So that's just like, these fighters saying they don't pay attention to what other fighters say. Well, you wouldn't be so quick to be reactive in such an aggressive manner if you didn't pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the natural humanistic response would be, what? What they say? Oh, they saying this. No, man, it's the first time. No, you absolutely heard it. But you wanna just sit on, stand your ground, so to speak, and just deny for any lie.
I'm doing what I do.
Is there any truth to any of that?
No.
So he said it's no truth to that. Well, that right there is partially true. Let's go back to the question that was asked, and I'm gonna explain to you why what Leonard said is partially true.
What I do.
Is there any truth to any of that?
No.
About Leonard might be leaving Mayweather Promotions?
Man, I don't listen to none of that stuff. I'm doing what I do. I'm doing what I do.
Is there any truth to any of that?
No.
That's a resounding no.
So pretty much Leonard put it out there that it's no truth to that he's leaving Mayweather Promotions. There's no truth to that. And the only little truth that we can go off of is that we don't know the whole story as to the reason why you leaving. But I will put 2 stamps on this. My first point would be is that the point that's out here in rotation at the YTC is he was fired. Okay? It's easy to sit up here and shit on someone when they've been with a company or been in a position for quite so long in the public's eye, and then all of a sudden they're no longer there. So it brings in those individuals who had nothing to do with his position to begin with, didn't help him get to that point, and didn't help him while he was on at that point, and then they had nothing to do with his removal. But they want to speak on it as if he wasn't doing anything to begin with, which wasn't entirely true. So when he tells you that, in his own mind, none of it's true, well, it's kind of partially because they got people saying that he's fired and it has people saying that he's left. The portion that says that he's left Mayweather Promotion, there's been a small amount, to include myself, that's on that side of the scale. Okay. The one that say he's fired, that's coming from the individuals that claim they have a resource, a claim that they have a voice behind the scene, and they'll tell you, oh, I spoke to this person and that person, but really they ain't spoke to anybody because they may feel some type of way about Leonard. I've had my encounters with Leonard, right? And I don't have anything bad to say. I can see why he acted the way he did one time with me, because I caught him off guard. But it wasn't to the point where it was disrespectful. It was just him, being in a situation where no one was with him. And I dropped in for a conversation. And he didn't want to have a conversation at the time. And I'm like, why? You by yourself. I know the fight we scheduled. That's the kind of, how we really got off on that foot. But then we was cool. But this is my take on him. From my understanding, and I would say allegedly because it hasn't been announced yet, but from my understanding that we understand that PBC is struggling right now. We see that they have dispersed or disseminated fighters to other promotions. Now, that doesn't mean those fighters are absolutely relieved or severed or their contract is consummated. It doesn't mean that. It's just saying that Al is still going to get a percentage of wherever you go. So if you want to go over here, okay, my team, we'll do the paperwork. You do the contract. I'm still going to get a percentage. It doesn't matter until your contract expires. I just want to put that out there for those of you that's saying that, they've releasing a lot of these fighters and all of them are done with their contract. That's not true. Now, for the Leonard situation, from my understanding, that there are going to be some big announcements. Like I told you about Tank. Tank should be giving you a big announcement coming up probably after the fight. And the same is going to go down with Leonard Ellerbe. Leonard Ellerbe should expectantly give an announcement on his next move. Okay? I'm not going to drop everything on you right now, but his next position is going to be similar to the one he had with Floyd Mayweather on his promotions, but he's going to be with a different promotion. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm just going to let y'all sit on that, and then I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. And also, from the people that I spoke with that are not bystanders, you know what I'm saying, that's not even anywhere close to not being role players in this game, they told me also that Leonard Ellerbe left due to everything that's been going around on the outside, the exterior problems that's been resonating from the internal crumbling and breakdown of PBC. The exterior freaking scrutiny that is being placed on the PBC right now is bad. So, from my understanding, I was informed that he walked away. It was time to go. I don't know why people, take that as being unbelievable, but I'm pretty sure as long as Leonard's been in the game, he's old enough and smart enough and experienced in the profession to be able to make a decision to depart. Now, like I said before, I don't know the fine details, but I was told he walked away, he departed. And also there's some other problems that was going on that caused him to walk away. And allegedly it may be some money owed to him. Okay? Some money owed to him. Now, don't take it as if he couldn't be in a position to be owed money when there's people out here that's saying Al Heyman owes people money. So we can't sit up here and say, well, Floyd was over in Dubai and he was able to come up with that. He got all this money. I don't care about any of that. All I was told that he allegedly is owed money, a huge amount of money for me and you. So just let that sit with you. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But, salute to Leonard Ellerbe in his future endeavors. But I want to read this statement that Mayweather Promotions put out once Ellerbe did this media drop. Okay? Mayweather Promotions said, and I'm going to put the first part up here so you all can see, of course, for those of you that's tuned in. And I'm going to read this part of the article. All right. It said Mayweather Promotions would like to extend our deepest gratitude to Leonard Ellerbe for his exceptional leadership and unwavering dedication over the years. Leonard has been an integral part of our team, contributing to numerous business endeavors that have played a pivotal role in the success of Mayweather Promotions. After years of hard work and dedication, Leonard has made the heartfelt decision to step down as CEO to spend more time with his family and loved ones. Now, I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to finish this up. We have the utmost respect for his decision and are incredibly grateful for his leadership that has helped shape Mayweather Promotions into the thriving organization it is today. All right? It goes on to say in closing, together, We will expand our presence by establishing Mayweather headquarters in Los Angeles. Our goal is to elevate Mayweather Promotions to global success, supporting fighters worldwide and assisting them in making rewarding business decisions that will benefit them well beyond their boxing careers. We're looking forward to this new chapter and the continued global success of Mayweather Promotions. And that's what we'll put out in the final statement for Mayweather Promotions. Now, what does that say? Okay. This is where some of these individuals are devaluing the seriousness of this, right? They're saying, let me go back over here. They say, after years of hard work and dedication, Leonard has made the heartfelt decision to step down. Now, this step down situation is just getting critical reviews from those who just want to, put out the hate. Because when the executive director of New York State Athletic Commission, I think she's the executive, she decided to step down and say she wanted to take care of her elderly parents. I didn't see all these live streams going up to basically try to submit evidence to say she was lying, all because of what was going on with Ryan Garcia. I'm not going to bring race into this, but it does play a role in how certain people that may look like Leonard find it upon themselves to make it easily accessible to ridicule and criticize him for stepping away from a situation they've always known him to be in. Like I said before, they don't know what he was doing in Mayweather Promotions on the inside. All they know is that he was always around and he was doing the interviews and he was at the podium and all that, right? Now, Leonard Ellerbe said, Mayweather Promotions said Leonard has made the heartfelt decision to step down. And people up here talking about they got fired. They got fired. They got fired. Why are y'all saying that? And Mayweather Promotions could have drug him. Mayweather Promotions could have been pretty much dropping the hammer and said he was terminated. But if Mayweather Promotions, who had Leonard on deck for years, saying he made the heartfelt decision to step down as CEO, why would it be reversed out here in the media when these individuals was never employed with Mayweather Promotions? They can't show you one single check stub. So why is it considered a lie? Why is it considered a falsity, or you're not being held to the honor system of telling the truth just because it's Leonard? Why would somebody rave about someone being fired? What is it going to do for you? Nothing. But from my understanding, Leonard stepped away due to several reasons. And if that is one of the reasons, to basically spend more time with his family and loved ones, well, that's what the word is. Why would Mayweather Promotions have to sugarcoat it if they terminated him? You know what I'm saying? Why? Why would they have to do that? It makes no sense. That's all I'm saying. It makes no sense whatsoever. But I will get back to this at a later date. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Leonard Ellerbe, wherever you choose to go. You know how it is, man. And nothing's forever. Nothing's forever. You serve your time, and then it comes to a point where you decide to move on. You know what I'm saying? You decide to do bigger and better things. Just like no one thought that the UFC would sell their company, but for $4+ billion and still have stock in the company, I think it was a very, very good deal. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about people who speak a different language than the average worker. let's get to Frank Martin. Um, Let me say this about Frank Martin. Frank Martin, I must go over the situation that happened with you at the weigh-in. I mean, at the presser. I don't know if you was in the process of coming off from cutting weight that day, but the way your body shimmered from the inside out, the way your whole skeletal system shimmered, I felt some sense of concern because that was just a feint. That was more so like a schoolyard feint. It's not like Javante did you like he did Ryan Garcia by actually throwing a punch and landing it on your jaw. He really didn't even do you dirty like that, like he did Ryan. But the fact that he feinted and you flinched the way you did, I can see why people is running with it the way they are. I can see why people up here talking and said, damn, that was just a little bit overboard for you to be a boxer. You shouldn't have that sense of fright with you, being that you have taken punches in your career and you know how what that looks like and what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? To get punched. So being that you knew you wasn't in the ring, this wasn't fight night and everything, you wasn't laced up. Why would Tank do anything crazy enough to make you, put your guard up or make you flinch like that? Did you believe that he was gonna slap you or something? Okay, it's many reasons, but let's check this out. Tank Davis 29 victories and 0 defeats. Hosting 27 knockouts, y'all. He has a 93.1% knockout ratio. Southpaw, 5'5" and a half, 67.5-inch reach. Keep those numbers on deck. Bookmark it. Frank is a little bit taller, 5'8" and a half, with 68-inch reach, and he hosts a 66.67%. His record stands at 18 victories, opposite 0 defeats, and 12 knockouts. Yes, he has a Grand Canyon when it comes to the depth of experience that he doesn't have walking into this fight. He has never been world champion. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. And when it comes to the ages, that's the only thing that levels up with Frank and Javante. They're the same age. But when it comes to the level of experience, Frank has told us the reason why he started boxing late. And then Tank has made it perfectly clear, like at this year right here, I was already on deck as professional boxing. And you wasn't even in the sport yet. You wasn't even professional. Is it impossible for Frank to close the distance tomorrow night and show that his athleticism will pretty much have the brightest moment because he was developed a little bit different than Tank? You know what I'm saying? Like, supposedly he was real good in his athletics, football and everything before he was expelled. So you take that development, and sometimes when you have pure athleticism, sometimes it benefits you when you go in there against a person that has a gap, such as Tank on Frank Martin when it comes to experience. Not just boxing experience. We're talking about championship experience. We're talking about the quality of opposition experience. There's a huge gap. I mean, a tremendous gap. A tremendous gap. We're talking about the amateur career that Tank had and attach that with the professional freaking dominance that he's been a part of. Yeah, EJ said that he ain't fought nobody. But for him not to fight nobody, it sure is people coming to see him fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? And Frank Martin, if that is the case, Frank Martin is one of those nobodies. Because looking at Javante's, record, Frank doesn't excel, when it comes to resumes over previous opponents that Javante has stepped in the ring with. When it comes to selling tickets, Frank hasn't sold a ticket unless it was at a local parking lot carnival. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he might have sold some tickets here and there. They was going for $2 a piece, and that wasn't for no boxing match. It was just to hop on the merry-go-round. You got Ryan Garcia. You got Hector Luis Garcia, who came up from 130, and that was the current reigning champion at that time. You have Rolando Romero. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I really don't want to use him as an excuse, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. He went in there with Tank, and he did his best. That's all I can say on that. But Tank did respect him for a little bit, early rounds until he figured him out and stopped him. And then you had Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz is a workhorse, firing on all cylinders, a bruiser type fighter. Tank Frank ain't never fought nobody, like these names I'm mentioning. It's just too much of a gap. Mario Barrios, he's the WBA regular champion at 140 when Tank fought him. Nobody on Frank's resume, nobody that has the Barrios experience. He even stepped in there with some big names since his move. Yurkis Gamboa, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this right here on paper, you're saying to yourself, this is a good fight to make some money. This is a good fight to make some money. At the end of the day, this is a real good fight to make some money. But I seen some on the way in. I seen how his cheekbone look. So let me show you what I mean. I totally get that there can be some fighters who look a certain way, who can look depleted and still rehydrate very well and have their full strength or close to it. This is Frank Martin. You can see his facial structure and his bone mass, the lack of water. How his cheekbones is protruding. He had a tough weight cut. He's dry. When he came out on stage, he sat down. And I said to myself, that ain't it. And then his post interview, he didn't have his speech all together. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like replaying a video with Errol Spence talking. I wanted to speed it up a little bit. I had to. But Tank is over there looking like, man, he's full of every bit of energy. He came in like 133. I don't know. Tank done turn the corner, man, when it comes to his diet. He done turn the corner. I think he truly realized that what he has to do to be the face of boxing, to be the money maker, he's trying that right now. People are really gravitating to Tank than they was, when he was getting in trouble. He's been able to reel them back in, y'all. And it's a lot of people that was sitting out there at the public weigh-in, and they seen this too. They seen how depleted and dry and dunt Frank Martin looked, and they was sanding themselves down. That shit ain't gonna recover from an evening like this. It don't matter. You go out there and have a full steak with some lasagna, and you get some lo mein, and you really get them carbs up. No, man. He had a hard weight cut, so that means it may be some weakness there. His strength may have been depleted, but he's going in there with El Chin Checker. You know what I'm saying? He's going in there with El Chin Checker. Period. Y'all know who El Chin Checker is, right? I pretty much put him out there on who El Chin Checker is. I told you all this before on a previous live on who El Chin Checker is. And for Frank to look the way he does and had a hard weight cut, now he goes in there and he has to face the man that has the knockout power. You need to be more than 100%. You feel me, Frank? You need to be more than 100% going in there with El Chin Checker, Gervonta Davis. And also, you have to understand that mentally, you have to be extremely sharp. You have to be extremely sharp. The way that you always frame up is good in a way. You should always be framed up to basically, reduce the target that your adversary or your opponent have. I get it. But this is nothing but a face-off. And you framing up and flinching the way you did, and then to come in with a lack of weight, it seems like a lot that was going on with you. Like, you were showing all this muscularity, I don't know if you was on the weights. I don't know what your strength and conditioning coach was doing. I don't know what type of regiment that you was on. But you know you have to balance the scales out. Just like I told people about EJ when he faced off with Crawford. You have to balance the scales, man. It don't matter how big you are, all the way up to the weigh-in. You have to go in there and balance the scales and meet the weight. If you are trying to compete for the title. And Frank didn't want to come in there and miss weight. Because then he's gonna get that envelope of criticism that's always gonna be in his bag, man. You know, as long as he stay in boxing, that you had your opportunity with Shakur Stevenson, people saying that you ducked out of that. And then you get the Tank and you say you're gonna take it to the ceiling and you come in here and you couldn't make weight. Well, the good thing about it, he made weight. The bad part of it is that his physical structure, when it comes to his physique, looked bad. He looked flat to me. It looked like he was very, very dry. And I'm pretty sure they're going to get those electrolytes already in him. But it's all about his recovery time. Because one thing we understand, they always talk about water on the brain. They talk about fighters losing weight, depleting that water and doesn't have enough time. They talk about when the actual weigh-in was. Hey, what time was the weigh-in? You know what I'm saying? And it was there for a purpose. If you have a fighter that has lost the belt on the scales like Tank, and he can dial it in, well, it's something that you're doing that you're having a problem with staying at that weight class. Like, you're talking about a fighter who was criticized for dropping his belts on the scale and being undisciplined. You know what I'm saying? At 130. But now you have Frank, who hasn't been in the division that long, trying to be a hitter in the division, and you already having problems making weight. And I can tell you what it is. It's the muscle. Frank is trying to walk around here and relive his high school days, man. You know what I'm saying? Showing people his abs and maintaining to be a physical specimen. I don't know what it is, but muscle carry weight, big dog. And when you go in there with Tank, man, one thing about it, that chin is not reinforced. So whatever it took for you to cut the weight and the lack of water on your brain and everything, when that glove is assigned to your jawbone, you're gonna have to find out what the answer is, man. When you get the punch assignment and he finally lands it, whether it be the left or the right, you're gonna have to find out the answer to it. That's if you conscious to get the answer. You know what I'm saying? If you conscious enough to figure out the answer, because you got Derrick James in your corner. I'm not gonna make this about Derrick James, but he's gonna have to give you instructions that was better than instructions that you had when when you was in that fight and you wasn't listening. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't listening. And I think that was your fight with Artem Haratunian. You wasn't listening in that fight. You won a unanimous decision. Yes, the scorecards was 115-112 twice and 114-113. And you was able to have him take a knee in round 12. But they look at that fight that you weren't listening to Derrick James. So therefore, you're gonna definitely have to listen to Derrick James in this fight, because you're going in there with Calvin Ford, who's been with Tank forever and a day, who knows Tank like the back of his hand, front, palm, wrist. You know what I'm saying? They've been around each other forever and a day, man. This is tough. I don't think you have the boxing IQ to outthink Tank. That's a problem right off the back. Forget the physical part of it. That's going to follow you in the ring. All right? You're going to have the body that you came with. Both fighters are going to have their physical components that they was blessed with, through life. But what changes is when the bell ring and the fight starts. That's where the boxing IQ comes into play. That's what the experience. That's where you have to make the changes. That's where you're gonna have to collect the data. If it's going your way, you continue to improve on it. If it's not going your way, then you have to improvise. You have to come out with a way to take back the momentum. I don't think Frank Martin can do that, y'all. I don't think his boxing IQ is up there yet. I don't think he's gonna enhance that boxing IQ in here with Tank Davis. Now, do I give Tank a percentage of going in there and being competitive? I absolutely do. I have to. I'm not saying that Frank is a bum. I'm not saying any of that. But I do give him a competitive stamp of approval. I'm not going to put it on the numeric scale because I wouldn't know what would be the highest. You know, I can't say 1 through 3, 3 being the highest. I don't know what scale to put him on to say how competitive he's going to be with Tank. I just know his IQ is not higher than Tank. But when it comes to the trainers, now that gets a little different. Because Derrick James has earned the award of Trainer of the Year twice. Calvin Ford is a champion trainer, but he hasn't really been on the podium yet. He's waiting to get the recognition for the podium. That's where he's at. So that's gonna play a huge, significant role when you have Derrick James delegating instructions for Frank Martin to go out there and execute. However, this fight plays out within 12 frames of this championship showcase, that is going to be the determining factor. Can Frank perform under the lights, or will he get burned down? If Calvin Ford provides Gervonta instructions, Gervonta is so skilled and experienced, he may either execute Calvin Ford's instructions or he just might go out there and do something that he feels that he's comfortable with. Either way, he's been under the lights. So he knows how to go up there and kind of manipulate the process if he ain't listening to his trainer. Frank, you don't listen to Derrick James. I don't know if you have the substitute yet. I don't know if your options has enough experience for you to make a productive choice in there with the fighter like Tank that you can see it start to work. I don't know if you're there yet. You have to show us. That's all. You have to show us, bro. It's some things that you did that I have to say to myself. I said, I don't know, man. You like people try to say that Frank's trying to be too cool. No, that's just his demeanor, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's his demeanor. If his temperament is very low key, but yet he can still go in there and get aggressive when it's time to let them hands go, then he's good. He's good. It's just at this particular fight right here tomorrow, he's in there with El Chinchecker, man. El Chinchecker is a different type of hunter. You know what I'm saying? He's extremely methodical. He's elaborate. You know what I'm saying? He is definitely one of those fighters that knows how to set traps. He's definitely one of those fighters that know how to set traps. And the most anxious part of that fight, that the question people want to know is that can Frank take a punch from Gervonta Davis? Can he take a punch? Not just any punch. Can he take the punch from Tank Davis? That's the biggest question mark of the day. Can he take a punch from Gervonta Davis? Can he make the fight competitive enough that if he is faced with adversity, let's just say he does take punishment. We seen Yorkis Gamboa take some extreme punishment from Tank, but he kept getting up, and Tank finished him off in the 12th round. We haven't seen Frank be placed in that situation yet, where he has to fight through adversity. He has to find a way to make Tank respect him. Now that sparring shit they went through, that's all good for conversation. Real talk. That's real good and everything. That's nice. I ain't gonna lie, that's real good for conversation. But when it comes down to this fight right here, it's not sparring. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen Tank do some things in sparring that I haven't seen him do in the ring yet. I'm just saying. His scope of talent. Let me get to this chat right quick. His scope of talent is crazy. It's crazy. Shout out to Carlos Rosado in the building, man. Salute to you, Carlos. Hold on for a second, y'all. All right, I'm back. Let me get to some of you in the chat. Hey, shout out to Martin King Boxing, aka MKB, in the building. What's good with it, brother? Once again, much appreciation, man, for you supporting the channel. $2 in the super chat supporting the Tree of Life, man. I appreciate you, man. He said, OG, um, World Combat Sports already. Appreciate you, man. No doubt. You know, MKB always pulling up, man. You already know what it is, man. Hey, Leonard said, I'm gonna answer them question and make it as short and indirect as possible. You have to figure out the rest. He said, I don't need to provide you with too much information. I want you to go out here and put some work in and try to do your own troubleshooting. That's how they treat us out here in the YTC. You know, they just throw a little crumbs out here and there, and they make you just run around and scrounge like, okay, go ahead. They're gonna work for free anyway. Arnold Brown in the building. Salute. Carlos Rosado in the building. What's good with it, Carlos? He said, I'm glad Elerbe got the clean beard because I don't know what type of goatee he used to have. You know what W says, he finally got his blackened money. I didn't see it. I thought he still had the gray. But I really don't pay attention to his freaking grooming features there, Carlos. Real talk. I didn't pay attention. But I did know when he came up there looking like, you know what I'm saying, the Santa, formerly CEO of Mayweather Promotions. Yes. You know, I do remember that. I thought it was just part of the act. And he was gonna start, handing out, you know, donations to the community. And he was gonna be in that red suit, you know what I'm saying, with some ice on. I don't know. So what's poppin', fam? Carlos as well. Family camping. Leonard had the Santa Claus look for a minute. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Conquest on deck. Just salute the Conquest, man. I ain't get a chance to tell you thanks for the donation the other day. The $2 donation, super chat of the Tree of Life, man. Appreciate you. One love to you, brother. Jay on deck, I see you. Salute to you. He said, and notice how Jordan was cutting the ring off on Frank. Frank trying to get off that stage to get some water Um, I look at it like this, Jay. Good attention to detail right there. When I saw that, I look at it like this, bro. Think about this. Think about this now. How many times have you seen a fighter doing a post weigh-in interview? They go over there and they start drinking electrolytes. You can do that. That's not against the rules. The weigh-in is over. All you're doing is speaking to the people. That's his lack of experience, but it's not Derrick James' lack of experience. Derrick could have very well had his electrolytes, his liquid, in his hand, so when he got off the scale, he could drink and put that in his system and start rehydrating. He could have did that, but you did pay attention to detail. I'm just saying, from many fights that I've been at, this trainer could have very well had that in his hand, waiting, and then he could have took several swigs, and he would have felt immediately. He would have felt better doing that interview. He was up there trying to run for the caves, bro. He talking all that. Hey man, he was up there sounding like, like he needed to goddamn go get an IV. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. What you doing, man? You got a 2-time trainer of the year award recipient in your corner, and he didn't have your electrolytes ready for you to get off the scale, knowing that you cut weight. Man, please. Look, I'm not trying to go up there and tell y'all that Frank is going to be up out of there in a blink and a cough and a sneeze. But somewhere around there, a stopwatch it's going to become famous again, for real. Because you know how time burns. Time burns like no other flame. And sometimes you get caught up in time and you get burned and people see, damn, is he still there? No, that motherfucker gone, man. Fight over with, dog. What happened? They ask you, what happened? Hey, the name sounded good going in there, undefeated record and everything, but Tank got him up out of there. I just don't see this fight going the distance. I'm just gonna be saying, man. I'm just saying. You have a 2-time Trainer of the Year recipient, award winner, and he didn't have your electrolytes for you when you got off the scale. Cause you could have started consuming that, man. Get it in your system, and you would have felt a little bit better right away. So you could have stayed there and talked to him. But he was up there running like he stole something. You know what I'm saying? Like the repo man was in his driveway and he's trying to say, hey man, hold up. I'm gonna pay you a drop fee, dog. Hold up, man. I gotta go get my wallet. Man, why y'all talking to me, man? I'm trying to goddamn pay him a drop fee. Are y'all gonna pay it? Man, he was trying to leave up out of there, bro. He said that boy Frank needs an RV ASAP because I don't think Gatorades and Pedialyte gonna get him back right. He was slurring up there. Hey, look at it this way, Bunce. He knew what he was getting into when he stepped in there to face Frank. He's taking all these pictures of all this muscularity and everything. And I've made mention. I say, that's the physique he loves to have. Sometimes, it is a mental thing with people who has to have a certain amount of muscle. You know what I'm saying? We talking about dysphoria. I mean, I don't find this as that, but all I'm saying is, if you know you have to balance the scales and muscles hold weight, why are you building up muscles too much? It's not how much muscle, it's not how your physique look. You're not competing in men's physique or anything to that. You're going in there to box. And if you struggle to make weight with all that muscle, that means your freaking strength and conditioning or your diet was off. That's your diet was off. And why wasn't nobody test weighting you? What was the test weight? What did those numbers look like? Shout out to the News by Shaw News Sauce Experience in the building. Team Tucker official on deck. Salute to you, brother. Great work this past fight card, man. You know what I'm saying? For those of you that need consultation on how to run a fight week, get with Shaw News, man. Him and his daughters and his team did an outstanding job. Real talk. He said, that's not it. I see why these jealous fans move how they move watching the Davis Martin weigh-in. They be having open to the public access them views can't touch our news, boxing, media, marketing. Well, I know you're pretty much talking about those individuals that haven't contacted you for consult yet. I get it. They need to see how to properly run a fight week. You know what I'm saying? And though they're not gonna do it, when you go live and you're all the way up there and we can hear the AC running, that's not a good look. It doesn't sound good, and it's not a good look. Elerbe looking like Papa Smurf. He does, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't say you lying on that. For real, man. That I don't think all of it's real either, to be honest. It's people that put that on. If I wanted to spend a little bit over $1,000 to go up there and get me a beard, I could, and it'll look just as smooth as Leonard's. I can get a nice fresh blackout, get the black and crispy. Man, I'm set, dog. If I want to spend that money, I'm good. I'm good, bro. Frank face looks skinny. Yeah, man. That's why I put that up there. You know, look at this cheekbone, man. You think Tank ain't looking at that? Look at how dry his facial structure, his facial composition look. His junk is sunken in. You can tell his eyes and everything. And look at the saliva in his mouth. That's dry mouth, man. You can see it. I'm not trying to get all, attention to that. I'm just saying, dude got dry mouth right now. That's bad. That's bad. He came in there and hey, dude looked like he didn't have no more water except what he's barely living off of in his system. It's like he was super dry. And yeah, like Blunt said, he need an IV. But man, I don't know what Derek got going on. I don't know what Derek James is gonna tell him. But at the end of the day, I can almost guarantee you he's not gonna recommend him get an IV. Oh no, man, we can't do that, man. Yeah, you're trying to get me in trouble. I'm trying to get trainer of the year in 25, man. What are you talking about? I need you to go in and win, dog. I'm on my way out. Man. I'm not gonna goddamn be banned for the sport in case I want to come back and train in about 5 years. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna help him out. Frank, come get with the sauce experience. I got that 92 minimums of life for you. Hey, man, when they find out that you are in contact, they're going to tell you that you are, what's that term they use in the court system? You are tampering. You are tampering. They're going to say you are tampering with a fighter, a promoter's fighter. You are tampering. They're gonna try their best to just bloviate the hell out of that man. What's wrong with that guy? He's tampering. He's trying to give him stuff and make him pop positive. No, man, stop it. Yeah, they can't hide no more, man. It's out. It's out, man. They need some ecto cooler. Man, they need something prior to them stepping to the scales. They should have had him on a better diet, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He should have been on a different diet. He should have been on a different diet. Yeah, Frank needed some sea moss, but I don't know if you heard what I said there, Shalom, is that he has a trainer that was 2-time trainer of the year. But yet when that man stepped off the scales and they knew how depleted he was, because when he came on stage, he sat down immediately. He didn't even have his drink ready, like whatever the sauce is. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have that ready for him. They could have had that, and he could have took some swigs, so he can feel a lot better doing that interview. He don't know, man. It's almost like Derek's holding down a slot. You know what I'm saying? He might just be there to get his percentage and step, man, so he can wait on the court date with him and Earl. I got Tank winning either way, but Frank looked like he's been starving. Well, you pretty much said it right there. You got Tank winning. The only thing you left out is how you see him winning. The way Frank looked. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Like, he has to tomorrow night. They're the main event. I don't know, man. A part of me said don't make it out of 3, man. I don't know, man. He's saying, he gonna step on him, and he's been waiting for this moment and stuff. But then you come in depleted and wait. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just see him going out early. But see, Tank sometimes start off slow. That's my only thing. But the fighters that Tank start off slow with, he just be testing to see, how much, what they power feel like. It's no one up here really bragging about if you know, based off the previous fights that Frank has had. Nobody's bragging about his power, to be honest. I think he is. I can't say he's a bad trainer. I just say, when it came down for him to go in there against the mad scientist Bomac, I said it. I didn't think he can out coach Bomac, and Bomac let it be known that there was no more hiding. When Bomac said that, come on, man, that's the most infamous line that you will ever hear. You know what I'm saying? He was busy worried about what Bomac was eating, and Bomac said after the fight, "I eat knowledge." So what came out on top on July 29, 2023? Bomac eat knowledge. He thought it was bodybuilding contest. He must have thought it was some type of physical physique contest because this guy was putting out pictures with him being ripped to shredded, all muscular. And I'm just looking at you. I'm just looking like, I said the same thing about Spence. I say, do you know they have to weigh in? When you see these incompetent media enthusiasts, right? They come up here and talk about how a fighter look all big and ripped, knowing that they have to balance the scales, man. So all that muscle that you hold in fight camp is good for your recovery if you have somebody know what they're doing with your nutrition and you're going through the necessary, you know what I'm saying, however you choose to have muscle recovery, whether it's ice baths, crowd therapy, anything. If you're going through the proper procedures for your body to recover, cool. But with that muscle, what happened to the test weights? What happened to all that? You know, I mean, that's the last thing you need going in here with your toughest opponent, and it has to be El Chin Checker, man. When Frank showed up to Grand Rivals, he was eating lifesaver gummies. And I swear to God, bro. I was like, how the hell, bro, eating candy on Fight Week, man? Look, he might have been going through a tough weight cut already, and he just wanted to say, okay, if I eat gummies, they're non-fat. Gummies are non-fat, right? Even though they do cause a little bloating, because it has to be broken down digestively, right? So they're non-fat, and it gives you a little bit of the sugar craving because your body go through extreme changes when it comes to sugar levels, and I mean it's bad, especially when you're cutting down to compete or anything, and even in boxing. When you have to do away with the sugars, I mean, you can still have a little bit of sugar and still drop weight. But when you're going in there for any type of contest, when you're competing for who has the better physique, yeah, your sugar levels, they F with you hard, bro. And him eating on those gummies was his substitute for food because he knew he was, what I'm saying, his foods was very limited, and some people don't have the discipline to go through those hunger pains like that. So he was eating on some gummy bears because they're non-fattening. Forget that I know the odds for Frank to win is going to be crazy. Knock him out, Frank. Hey, man, if anybody's going to bet on Frank, you don't even have to bet the whole one hundo. I mean, you can bet below half a hundo, and those numbers are crazy, man. But I just don't see him winning. I don't see it. I don't see it. I put my Ray Charles glasses on. Goddamn, move my head side. Yeah, baby. Is he gonna win? Hell no, he ain't gonna. I said, okay, cool. Let me take these glasses off. Shit. I couldn't see this shit. I couldn't see him winning. I close my eyes and I try to imagine, is Frank, what scenario can he come out? Can he clip Tank? And then I try to replay in my head, has anybody clipped Tank to the point where he was on one knee? I haven't seen Tank on his elbows and knees. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can't even picture that right now, bro. He had a tough weight cut. Yeah, man. He came in here. It's just crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? It don't make any sense. Tank a small guy. You want to fight Tank? Got to cut weight. Shout out to Andrew Charles in the building. What's good with Andrew? How you feeling, bro? Tank a small guy. You want to fight Tank? You got to cut weight. I mean, cutting weight properly and being able to rehydrate and gain enough to maximize your strength for 12 freaking rounds in there with Tank. Hey man, we seen what happened to Leo Santa Cruz now. We seen what happened to him. You know, he let Leo Santa Cruz just believe that he was really doing something, that he had gained the momentum, he was pushing Tank back and landing the shots, and you know, he felt the Tank, and then Tank just hit him with that left uppercut. He kept on throwing that down lazy right hand, just putting it out there, and Tank just whipped that left uppercut. Man, it was crucial, bro. I was at that fight, man. I heard his body drop. You know, the first thing came in my head when that song, "The body's at the floor, the body's at the floor, the body's at the floor." You know, that's all I heard. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit. I mean, god damn, medics. Tank said they just there for a check. I mean, he said he knew who he sparred. You know, Tank seems to have all the pieces on Frank. I didn't hear him go through this extreme with Ryan, but he says he knew all the guys that he sparred, man. I don't try to turn a situation like this that seems so obvious into a conspiracy theory, but some of these niggas be taking the orders, man. And I try not to come on here and get behind the mic and say, man, I know this cat, man, he's taking the orders, because I don't see how he's gonna win. He's not even giving me the type of energy like he knows he's gonna win. If he was giving me the energy like he knew he was gonna win, then I get pepped up a little bit more. But I'm like, dude, you were slurring your speech bad. You flinch and damn near walked up out of there looking like the new Sammy Sosa. Your skin almost came off. Real talk. If you would have flinched a little bit worse than that, you would have thought Tank was fighting a white man. He flinched so hard that his blackness would have came off. You would have been looking at a totally different dude, man. Real talk. I'm just serious. He would have wound up looking like Sammy Sosa, man. This dude, left eye closed. That's not faking. That's not, when your left eye closed, you actually thought you wasn't paying attention to something. Like, it's a lot of things ran through your mind at one point in time. Like, you're a boxer, bro. So you actually thought Tank was gonna swing on you. Out there, you wasn't paying attention. I don't think he was paying attention. He just freaking seen everything move at once, and his freaking left eye flinched closed. Like it man, that's not good. That's not good, bro. It was over. Bomac told him that he couldn't hide no more. For real, man. That's one of the most infamous, classic, legendary lines before the fight actually took place. You know what I'm saying? And Bomac pretty much put his Nostradamus tag up there too. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much said, there's no more hiding. And we're going to show you how it's done, because we've been here before. Not to mention that Derrick James had already had Charlo in his stable, so to speak. And Bomac didn't even acknowledge that he had an undisputed champion over there. The reason being because he didn't train for the full, fight with freaking Derrick. It's a whole nother story. I ain't trying to go there. But the people who knows. Frank looked dizzy and lightheaded in that interview. He needed some fluids. Yeah, man. So that's when Derrick James should have had those fluids awaiting. Those fluids should have been there for Frank Martin to be able to start consuming and get his body to start the recovery. This dude is up here running. No, you have obligations, man. You're the main event. Talk to the freaking fans, dog. Here, I'm again. I'm shutting down. Chill. He up there sounding like Diddy James. I had my motherfucking hand on the closed caption. I was like, God damn it, I'm gonna have to put closed caption on for this motherfucker, man. Dude was up there trying to talk and shit. I was like, man, I'm about to put the goddamn the bouncy balls up there. I can't understand what this nigga talking about. Why somebody wasn't there with the liquid for him to start rehydration immediately. Arrow up there extra happy. I don't know if he was extra happy, man. Arrow just, is Arrow. Real talk. Arrow came over there and he was Arrow. He's a promoter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't do anything special to me. I'm just being honest. He said Arrow up there looking like somebody. Man, you ain't lying, bro. Real talk, man. Some of the shit y'all say, man, I can't disagree, man, because I don't know, man. It seemed like all these boxers, I like I said, I don't care about the cosmetics, the aesthetics. I don't care about that. But it do seem like a lot of these boxers are getting the same hairstyle. I guess braids are in, bro. I guess braids are in. The bad thing about having braids, when you get hit with a freaking punch, them motherfuckers, they don't look good on the pictures, man. You know what I'm saying? You get that money shot and your braids are standing straight up at attention, and you on the front end of that shot. Imagine if Jahai's opponent would have had braids. It would have been all bad, man. He probably wouldn't have boxed no more in his career. It would have been over. They said, man, look at this. Your braids are at position of attention, dog. It looked like they marching down the street on top of your head, dog. They standing straight up, man. Thumbs on the trouser seams. Feet at a 45-degree angle. Head and eye straight to the front. Mouth is shut. It looked like you on goddamn Paris Island, man, and your braids are marching down the parade deck. I've been rooting for Frank to the whole time, but at the moment of revelation approaches, I'm just not sure anymore. No, you got to stick with it, Andrew. If Frank has 0.1% of a fan base, and your name happened to be Andrew Charles, stick with him, man. You may be the smart one. You may be able to stick with him and put some money on there. You might win big, dog. I'm not gonna hold you. You might win big. I don't know if you put any money on there, but hey, you might win big, man. You might be the lone wolf. Lone wolf. I knew he was big when he had his Mr. T uniform on that was Wednesday. Yeah, man. Like, come on, bro. This dude didn't look like he was struggling. He was up there letting Tank just talk. I mean, come on. How is Tank feeling the way he's feeling? Tank come up there like he didn't cut a single pound. His energy, man, he's like, man, I'm having fun, dog. They said Tank was on weight weeks out. How can you be over there at the world-class furniture store and not be on weight? How, man? It seems like every time they have a fight in Vegas, there's problems. Why? Texas is hot. Why, man? Why do y'all have problems out there? Seriously. Why do y'all have problems out there? Like every time y'all gotta leave Texas, man, and go over to Vegas. Spence had problems cutting weight. And freaking Ryan Garcia had problems cutting weight. And now Frank had problems cutting weight. Why? What's going on? Maybe Tank's mind game's getting to me. Man, he's playing a hell of a mind game, man. He talking his shit. He came out today at the weigh-in, and all he doing was talking, dog. He said, you all right over there? You all right? You look drained over there. You look like you ain't making weight. You make weight? You gonna make weight, huh? Man, who does that, man? They had a pic of Frank at the weigh-in and said he looked like Michael Jackson and Thriller. Man, y'all wrong, bro. Real talk. What type of time y'all on? Real talk, dog. What type of time y'all on, man? The fight's tomorrow. The fight's tomorrow, man. What type of seriously? What type of time y'all on, man? Are y'all rooting for freaking Frank or you're not? You either is or you ain't. Which one is it gonna be, Carlos? You either is or you ain't. Get with Andrew, man. Y'all figure out what y'all gonna do with Frank, man. Y'all up here saying that man looked like an extra in Michael Jackson Thriller, dog. All he need is a jacket. No, I ain't gonna do that. Shout out to Mike though. I heard Tank tell Spence and them boys they were there for a check. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I heard something even better than that, man. But I ain't gonna put it out there though. I ain't gonna put it out there. They kept Frank soaking in that tub too long. It showed he was extra weak. Yeah, he was in that goddamn tub. God dang. Hey, Shalom. Hey, I know exactly what you're talking about, man. That tub. Ugh. Ooh wee. God dang, that tub ain't no joke. Weight cutting and boxing, man. I'm telling you. That junk ain't no joke, man. It's no joke. They're not getting that Texas tea. They not, man. They had to come over here to freaking Vegas again and had problems making weight. What's something ain't right over there, man. If you got a fight in Vegas, why are y'all having so many problems? Why are you having problems making weight like that? Tank been quiet off camera, but he pressed Frank at every moment he had an opportunity to get face to face when he did, man. You ain't lying, Andrew. He pressed him every single time. Man, he was dicing him up. He had that man brain looking like a goddamn salad up in that bitch, man. Every chance he get, he was fucking with Frank. And Frank want to say the same thing, man. Like, what did you think you was getting? What did you think you was getting? Now, people going to appreciate what Ryan Garcia did because he didn't press Ryan Garcia like that. Like, Ryan was on some whole other shit. You know, Tank just let him take the lead. I mean, not let him take the lead. He let him be mad with him showing up late and all that. And then when it came time for them to get face to face, you know, when Tank tapped him on the jaw with that left hook. But I meant to say Devin Haney. Devin Haney couldn't do shit. Ryan Garcia was just all over the place with it. You know what I'm saying? All over the place. So it is levels to trash talking. Tank has been the one to sit back. But this right here, I haven't seen Tank so active. I ain't never seen Tank so active, man. Tank is straight up active. He's firing on all cylinders. He don't seem weak. He up there doing backflips on stage, and you know he got his freaking infamous backflip off the top rope. Don't let that go down. So between now and tomorrow, y'all, you got to figure out what y'all gonna bet. You gonna bet on the knockout, or you think it's gonna go the distance? Because right now, from what I see, let's go over some of these. Let me see. Where's the one I was looking at? Let me see. Where is it? For Frank Martin, where is he? Look, Martin to win by KO. Let's just say, where's the top part? Martin to win on points and both fighters to be knocked down is 10 grand. That sounds good, but come on now. I want to go to the other one. Where is it? I want to go to the one Frank Martin get the knockout. is it? I know, the money for Martin to come up there and do what he do, per what they got on here, is big numbers. So it's all about if you want to take that risk, man. I'm not encouraging nobody to do anything, shit. You know what I'm saying? The over under is pretty decent too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all want to do that, but will the fight go the distance? Yes, it's plus 165, and no is negative. I mean minus 220. I was looking for something else though. Oh, okay. The over 2.5 is minus 6,600. Under 2.5 rounds is plus 1,500. I don't know, that might be a good bet, man. I don't see Tank making. I mean, I don't see Frank making it out of the third round. I'm just saying. Under 3.5 is plus 9. I like that. 3.5 and under, I think that might be a good bet. Real talk. Um, Under 4.5 is plus 6. You know what I'm saying? I like that. But anyway, let me get away from this shit, man, because that's dangerous. That fight tomorrow is dangerous when it comes to that money line. Seriously. Make no sense, the biggest fight of Frank's career. It doesn't, man. Tank should know better. But then I say he has a two-time Trainer of the Year recipient. And why wasn't you more prepared than that? And why do your fighters continue to have weight problems going over to Vegas? You know the fight was going to be in Vegas for a long time now. I mean, why you wasn't on weight? Why you was up here taking pictures with all that muscle? Come on, man. I mean, Tank took a picture with the muscle, but goddamn it, I mean, his nutrition seemed to be different. Seriously, that's what I'm saying. But y'all, shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, man. And continue to support the channel, man. It's going down tomorrow. I know it was bad for me not to talk about the rest of the fight card. I'll probably do that a little later, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it was much more to the fight card. I am looking for, that Volstick and Benavidez fight, no doubt, man. I'm looking forward to that fight too. But y'all hold it down, man. Till next time, peace, man.